Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at the, I don't know what this is called. It was bought on Amazon. For how much, I don't know, but it does retail on Amazon currently for like $20. I don't think I spent $20 on this. So you might be thinking this thing is called the Blaze Storm, but when you look up Blaze Storm on Amazon, Blaze Storm gun, Blaze Storm Nerf, Blaze Storm blaster, Blaze Storm manual soft bullet gun. This thing isn't the first thing to appear. A lot of things are gonna appear. Other things that use the term Blaze Storm, and a bunch of things that have nothing to do with Nerf. Some things that are a little weird, so yeah, there's that. But what I do know is who made this. Zekon Toys, Zekon Toys. I don't know how to pronounce that. Not sure exactly where they're from. I mean, if I was to make a wild guess, it's China. It's the country of origin, China. But it also has a bunch of Arabic all over it. Could mean that this is a Arab company, someone from the Middle East making blasters. Oh, it's a little bit strange. But also on the barcode, it has Chinese characters on it. So I don't know. That's a really strange blaster. I'm just gonna call this blaster the Blaze Storm here on out. I still don't know what it's called. If I pull up the product page here, in its title, the word Blaze Storm doesn't appear at all. A little confusing, but we're gonna review it today, see what it does. So without further ado, let's get this thing out of the box. Before we get this thing open, let me talk about the box real quick. Starting off at the front, we have a picture of the blaster, its supposed title, and its piece count, which includes 20 pieces, but in the fine print it says of soft bullets in total. So I guess it includes 20 darts. It also has its recommended ages of ages 8+. And by the way, the blaster did come like this. Thanks, Amazon. On the bottom, we actually get to see what kind of darts are included. So we get 10 seemingly Nerf Elite style darts and 10 suction cup darts. So you get a variety of darts, which is kind of cool. On one of the sides here we have pictures of the darts going into the blaster, and on the other side we get a little bit of information of what Blaze Storm might be. Blaze Storm soft bullet gun series have a long shooting range. The Blaze Storm products are fun to play and easy to operate. I don't know about you, but that's poetry right there. And on the back we have some more information about the blaster. I guess it is called the Blaze Storm according to this, highlighted thing here, or in a different color. It says the exact same thing on the side here, which is kind of interesting. They're reusing a lot of stuff. But down here we have its operating illustration. Load the soft bullets, adjust the shooting power, take aim and fire. So that's everything that's on the box. Let's get this thing open and see what's inside. Alright, so here we have the Blaze Storm out of the box. And this is all that's included. There's no documentation, no instructions or anything, just blaster and the darts. And speaking of darts, in this package we get 10 of these Nerf Elite style darts here, as well as 10 of these suction cup darts. Now on the blaster itself, the Blaze Storm is a pretty chunky blaster. It's not sleek or anything, and it does have some weight up front here. So first impressions, this thing is filthy. Like, there is dust and like dirt on this thing, like grease. So there is that to keep in mind. I will definitely be washing my hands, and probably, yeah, there's dust right there. I don't think you can see it, but there's dust on there. Probably gonna be washing this thing, disinfecting this thing before taking it inside, because this is pretty bad. That aside, features on this blaster has 8 rotating barrels, so this is a revolver. They do rotate when you fire the blaster. Controls on this blaster, we have down here our little knob that increases or decreases the strength of the blaster, the strength of the shot. So when it goes down, the stronger it is. When it goes up, the weaker it is. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be an indicator in the mold, but they left that out because there's an arrow pointing that way. So yeah, there is that. And this is a type of blaster we haven't seen on the channel before, and that is a double action blaster. So the trigger not only fires the blaster, but also primes it. So all we have to do is pull the trigger to fire. Of course, when it's all the way up, that's its weakest. And so the trigger is a lot easier to pull. But when you have it all the way down, it's a lot stiffer, a lot harder to pull. And now to address the elephant in the room. This blaster has been made before in the form of the Nerf Dart Tag Snapfire 8. The exact same mechanism, the exact same trigger. The look of it is a striking resemblance of it. Yeah, there's a couple of mold differences, like the grip is a little different. I think maybe the body's the same, but for some reason, when looking this thing up, I noticed the trigger has the same kind of weird fin thing that the Snapfire 8 has. And the same thing with the knob down here. It has the same deal. I'm like, wait a minute, eerily familiar, and it was. And that's also why I mentioned there probably was a gauge here. I think the Snapfire did have a gauge. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't own one. I just remember seeing them back in the day when Toys R Us was a thing. Yeah, it's just kind of weird. We have a Snapfire in 2023 when that thing came out in 2012, apparently, according to the Nerf wiki. But anyway, with that all the way, let's get this thing downrange and see how it fares. All right, so here we are with the accuracy test. So see how we have our targets set up over there. And here we have the Blaze Storm. We're gonna be loaded up with the darts it came with. I'm gonna critique something a little bit here. I really don't like how far the darts stick out. I don't know why, but blasters with the dart barrel only being like that long and then the rest of the darts sticking out, they're not my favorite. So we're gonna be firing 8 of each dart. We're gonna start off by firing 4 at the weakest setting and then the other 4 at the strongest setting. By the way, that's your sight picture. Not much of a sight picture, not much of sights. So let's see if we can hit anything. Pathetic. It's not even getting to the targets. Let me move the camera down. This is how far they're going. Like right there. They're not even making it to the targets. All right, we're gonna increase the spring strength and see how that fares. Oh my goodness. On the box doesn't say anything, but on Amazon it says has ranges of 15 on the low setting, 25 on the high setting. That didn't go an extra 10 feet. Lowest setting, highest setting. I mean, I'm gonna get the tape measure out at the end of all this, and I'm just gonna measure, see from where I'm standing to over there. I think it's about 15 feet. I'm not even mad. This is just funny, you know. We need some comedy in my life, you know. But anyway, we're gonna move on to our suction cup darts, and yeah, I'm not adjusting the camera because I have no hope for these. Lowest setting, first 4 shots. Yeah. And now the next 4 shots are high setting. By the way, the barrels move when you pull the trigger, if anyone was wondering. Let's try Nerf. See how these fare. Yeah, the dart fit isn't great. Am I not putting the darts in right? Hold up. I don't think I'm putting the darts in correctly. Oh, I don't like that. I was just pushing them in as far as they would go, and let's try that. Okay, I pushed them in further. No, it better. Oh, it misfired. Okay. High setting. I had to twist them in, like I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Let's see here. High setting. Oh. Trigger failed. Okay, it skipped. The dart's all the way over here for some reason. So you really have to like jam them in. Like, let me show you. All right. So we're gonna put the dart in, like so. This is the dart. You just push it till it stops, right? Which is normally what you do. But that is just kind of loosely holding it, because I don't know, I can't shake it out, but it is very loose. So I guess the way they want you to do it is they want you to load it in and then kind of like twist it in further, because they have this like weird little lines here and like a shelf, like a ledge there, and then I guess that. So like this is on high power with the dart not being pushed in, pushed as far as you would think it should go. And then this is what it is when you have it pushed in all the way. That is about, I'm guessing, about 25 feet there, because it went over the table. So interesting. Let me try Adventure Force now. We're gonna try 4 shots at the lowest setting. So in high setting, hit the target, didn't knock it down because it didn't have that much power. I don't know if I'm doing anything wrong, but I'm putting the darts in the way, even the darts that it came with aren't kind of weird. I don't know. I kind of already have an opinion on this blaster. So here we are, sacrificing some dart zone. Darts really aren't going in that well. Oh, come on, trigger. Trigger has also a weird knack of getting stuck. I don't know what's up with that. Oh, we hit the target. Okay, that's all the darts. Something I noticed, the blaster's kind of firing upward. I know my angle looks really bad, but that's just showing on where they're landing right there. But they're just kind of arcing, which is really weird that they would do that, and I don't know. So yeah, this thing is relatively hard to aim, virtually impossible to aim, and loading darts in here has its problems. I'm gonna quickly go get the tape measure, and I'm gonna measure from where I'm standing to where those darts are landing and see what the ranges are. So here is our 15 foot mark is right there. The darts are actually landing over here, which is more or less the 19-20 foot mark. Yeah, the 19 foot mark. So actually we're going pretty far at the low power setting, which was right here. And they're going over there in the higher powered setting, which is actually around 25 feet. So the range claims online are correct. High speed will go 25. Low range, maybe an extra 4, maybe 2 or 3 extra feet to what they originally claim. When you seat the darts right, if you put them in the blaster like you would normally put them in, they're only going to land right here, you know, the 15 foot mark, on regardless of what power you put in there. So there is that. But yeah, with that all the way, let's move on to my final thoughts. All right, so what are my final thoughts on the BlazeStorm blaster thing here? I still know its name. Well, you probably couldn't guess from the range test footage that my opinion on this blaster isn't that great. So instead of just talking about the negatives right away, let's talk about what I do like about it. So one of the positives of this blaster is its grip. Not too uncomfortable, in fact, not uncomfortable at all. So trigger pull on low settings might be long, but it's relatively smooth. No real issues there. Even on the highest setting, the trigger still is relatively comfortable. A little more heavy, but still perfectly fine. The thing I like most about this blaster is its double action. Meaning you can use this blaster one-handed without having to change your grip too much, unlike you would get with something hammer primed, because you have to prime the blaster, and I always kind of feel like you move your grip out. And it gives the ability to rapid fire pretty well. You don't have to worry about batteries or this thing being loud either, so it's quieter than a flywheel blaster or something like that. That's pretty cool. So let's move on to the negatives. One of the smaller negatives is definitely its lack of sights. I don't know why blasters, like companies, do this all the time. Where are my sights? How am I supposed to aim this thing? With this thing? Like, no, it doesn't work. You know, at least have something, maybe a rail or something, you know, so I can put my own sights on if I want to. Makes it really hard to aim. But even if you could aim with this thing, at least with my BlazeStorm, mine doesn't shoot straight. Mine shoots at an upward trajectory and kind of arcs the darts to the targets, and it's not great. The next thing I want to talk about is its gimmick here, the spring tension gimmick. That thing, I don't really see a point in it. At least with my tests, it doesn't seem to add much, just make the trigger a little heavier. I mean, they're going, when the darts are seated properly, they're going almost 20 feet on the lowest setting and 25 on highest. It's only getting a 5 foot increase, which isn't that much. I guess maybe its benefit is people's preferences on how heavy they want their trigger. Want an adjustable trigger, that's what you get. So yeah, that's that, you know. Also, this blaster is really dusty and really filthy right out of the box, you know? Like, there's fingerprints, like dirt caked on this thing. Like, I don't even want to bring this thing into my house until I wipe it down, you know? That's definitely a big negative for me. And now let's talk about the biggest negative of this blaster, the barrels. So I have here some darts. I showed before, right? You put your dart in like there, it's very, very loose, sticks out really far. But like when you fire the thing, it just kind of plops there. But like you load your dart in, but then you kind of twist it and shove it in there. It goes farther. Barrels on here aren't great. They are really, really bad. Because of that, I really can't recommend this blaster, because you're screwing up your darts, you're damaging them, because, you know, when you squish a dart into a barrel that's a little too tight, your darts will get deformed, foam, and will get like crushed, and it kind of makes the darts useless because they're just going to fishtail out of every barrel now because they're not going to fly straight. And this blaster is just going to make a ton of those darts. So from a consumer standpoint, this thing isn't worth that. It also isn't worth $20, which is what Amazon's selling it for now. But I don't think it's worth any price, really, with the whole dart issue there, you know? I really, really don't get it. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the Blaze Storm. Comment your thoughts about it down below. If you have one, do you like it? Do you have the same sentiments as I do? And if for those who have a Snapfire 8, and you have one of these, which one's better? Leave those in the comments below. Comment what else you want to see on the channel. Be sure to check out my other reviews. Be sure to check out my review on the Nerf Elite 2.0 Double Punch. It's a blaster with 2 magazines and 2 barrels. Pretty cool blaster. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.